Hey guys, my name is Jen and I am from Yoga Chiquitza in Richardson, Texas. Today's class is going to be about a simple quote, and it is, "A calm sea never makes a great sailor." So for me, what I take from that is you're never going to grow without challenges. So just think about that today as we move throughout the class and throughout the rest of your day. Changing things up a little bit. Usually we start from a seated position or a lying on our backs. Today we're going to begin in a stand. So take any comfortable stance on your mat. You can either have, we call this yogi's choice. You can either have your two toes touching, or you can have your feet and your ankles touching, or you can have your feet slightly apart. Whatever makes you feel the most stable and secure. Just whatever you do, make sure you root through all 5 toes, through the balls of your feet, through the heels of your feet, making sure you're really connected with the floor underneath you. And then let's get nice and straight. Make sure our shoulders are relaxed down, that our joints are stacked. And when you have that stable position, let's go ahead and begin with our opening breathing posture. One hand over your heart. One hand over the belly, and we're going to let our eyes close gently. And let's just begin with taking a few deep inhales through the nose and long exhales through the mouth. So let's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue doing all this on your own, using the hand as a guide to feel the chest rise and lower. Great job. You can go ahead and rest the hands to the side. Let's take mountain pose, letting the eyes open up, blink them open. So for mountain pose, we're going to take that firm stance in our legs, and we're going to extend both arms to the side naturally. Our head and neck is going to be neutral in with the spine. Everything's going to be in one line. This is really just our reset pose. So mountain pose feels really simple, but you're really focusing in on engaging every point on the foot into the earth and stacking the legs underneath or just on top of the feet, the pelvis on top of the legs, the spine on top of the pelvis, so on and so forth until everything is in line with the earth, rooted into the earth in a very strong posture without engaging anything at all. It's very unique, but it's very powerful. So just take a moment here, ground in to the mat with purpose, with power, and also with relaxation. Great job. So we're going to take some stretches in the beginning, just opening up the front part of the body, the top half of the body. So we're going to begin with reaching our arms overhead and taking kind of like a prayer pose with our arms bent behind us. So my hands, if you can see, are at the back of my neck. So in that same concept of rooting into the mat, I'm reaching my arms overhead behind me, opening up the back sides of my arms, and then maybe guide your neck forward with the chin towards your chest, just opening up the back of your neck, the upper part of your back and shoulders. And let's inhale it back up, aligning again, maybe moving those hands further down the neck, opening the back of the triceps, and then gently guide it forward. Inhaling it up. Again, straighten up. And last time, gravity draws it forward. Inhale it up. From here, we're going to raise the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, releasing the index fingers. Inhale, engage. Draw those shoulders towards the ears. And then inhale, we're going to tilt over as far as we can to the left. Really trying to keep those biceps by the ears, body in one line. So your goal isn't so much going over as far as you can, rather keeping everything in one line and drawing the fingers over to the side and not collapsing in on this part of the rib cage. Inhale, let's come up to center, realign, and then engage. And let's tilt over to the opposite side. Maybe making sure that you're drawing those arms back to the biceps back to the ears. Coming back to center. This time I'm going to tuck my hands in the back pocket of my jeans, almost as if I've got my hands in my back pockets. Inhale, pulling the chest forward, relaxing the head back. Little tiny back bend here, opening up the throat. Exhale back up, relax. Inhale, again, pull the chest forward, relaxing the head back. Release. Now we're going to take our right hand over the top of our head and reach for the left ear. And let's guide the right ear towards the right shoulder. Option to extend the left hand long to bring a little extra gravity towards the stretch. Just like when I do this stretch lying down, we're not using any force here. We're just allowing the weight in our hand to increase the gravity. We shouldn't be forcing it all, no pulling. Just letting the weight and gravity do the work here. Exhale it back up. Release the right hand down. Bringing the left hand up over to the right ear. Now letting gravity bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And if you would like, maybe extending the right arm. Remembering that when you inhale, you're bringing fresh oxygen to the part of the body that you're stretching or working at the time. And as you exhale, you're ridding your body of all the lactic acid and toxins and carbon monoxide, dioxide. I should have paid more attention in science, but all that, whatever that's in your body. Release that. Again, let's raise our arms up overhead. Release the index fingers. Inhale and get really tall, and then exhale, tilting over towards the left side, trying to make sure that your body is in one line. Exhaling it back up. Inhaling, getting tall, and then exhaling, tilting over to the opposite side. And if you start to feel unstable, maybe bring a slight bend to your knee just to kind of keep yourself from locking out your joints. This is an excellent way to open up the side body, but also help bring some engagement to the abdominals. Inhale it back up to center. Well, let's place our hands in our back pockets again. Inhale, dropping the throat back. Maybe applying a little pressure with the palms of your hands to your lower back, giving yourself a little micro massage, opening up the throat. Exhale, let's return to neutral. Again, with the right hand going over the top of our head, reaching towards the left ear. Gravity is a guide. Exhale, let's release and switch out the hands one more time. Left hand over the top of the head, reaching for the right ear, guiding the left ear towards the left shoulder, releasing the hand to the side. Great job. Let's move towards the top of your mat for the first vinyasa of the day. Again, taking any foot stance that feels stable to you today. So we're going to go through this first vinyasa really slowly, taking time to really open up the different parts of the body. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bending the knees tremendously and forward fold. Making any adjustments to the feet as you feel the low back start to open. Allowing the neck just to dangle naturally. Let's hang out here for a moment as all the parts of our backs of our legs, our low back, start to open up. Not wanting to force anything. But we're going to take 3 half lifts here, just as we start to open up. So inhale, lift up halfway. Bringing the neck to neutral in a flat back. Exhale, relax it down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, relax it down. Maybe swinging from side to side. Inhale, lifting up halfway for the last time on this round. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to step back to a plank position, but for this first round of vinyasa, let's drop down to our knees. And then instead of taking a chaturanga, let's very slowly and purposely lower down our chest between our arms, rubbing our thighs against our arms, and then inhale, lift up and just do a baby cobra. So our chest and our chin should be the only thing lifted off the mat right now. Let's push back through our knees before tucking our toes and pushing back into a down dog position. Walking our dog. And a lot of us hold a tremendous amount of tension in our jaw. Those of you who may grind your teeth at night, or, we hold our tension in our jaw when we can't say the words that we want to say. When we hold our tongue and we hold our words back from saying what we want to say, that tension remains in our jaw. So take a moment here to open the jaw really wide and close it. That can feel really silly to do when we're in any other position, but when you're in down dog, nobody can see what you're doing. So let's do that a few times. Open the jaw wide and relax. Walking the dog. Maybe shaking your head yes and shaking your head no. Start to walk your feet towards your hands. Pausing here. Maybe grasping for each elbow. Increasing the gravity and the stretch on your low back. Placing the hands on your shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up all the way. And relaxing the hands down. Take a giant step to your left so that you're centering yourself on your mat. Take a moment to adjust the feet. You want them a little bit wider than hips width distance, but you don't want to be too far out. So we're going to take a yogi squat here. So maybe pigeon toe your feet to where your heels are out a little bit wider than your toes, and then start to squat down. Trying to scoot your bottom back so that you're not leaning forward too much. So take a moment to adjust your feet and then settle into the pose. From here, you can take any mudra that you like, just centering your weight, and then relaxing the hands back down onto the knees. We're going to take a shoulder stretch here, so I'm going to drop my right shoulder down, looking over the left side, maybe using this force here, right hand pushing into the right knee and the right knee pushing into the right hand to help me twist open. Exhale, come back to neutral. Center yourself again. Placing the hands back on the legs, let's do the opposite side. Left shoulder dropping down now, looking over the right side. Left hand pushing into the left leg pushing into the left hand. Let's come back to center, straighten up the legs, and then take a wide leg forward fold. Again, allowing gravity to do the work, not pulling yourself forward. We're not trying to do an Ashtanga forward fold in which you really engage and pull yourself forward. We're just allowing gravity to open us up here. Let's place our hands on our shins and lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway again. And then exhale, walk yourself back up to a stand. Again, we're going to place our hands in our back pocket, pushing our pelvis forward, letting our head fall back. Coming back to neutral. This time, reaching my hands behind my back, interlacing my fingers at my seat. Inhale, tilting forward with a flat back. Stopping when my back starts to round. Reaching my head forward so my neck is my extension of my spine. And then maybe lifting my hands off my back. Maybe feeling those shoulder blades come together at the top. And then inhale it back up. Exhale, let's place the hands to the side. Inhale, leaning forward. Going all the way down now. Pausing here. And then I'm going to walk my right hand over to my right foot. And then my left hand on top of my right foot. Bringing my face towards my knee on the right side. And maybe walking my hands on the outside of my right foot. Coming back to center, let's lift up halfway, letting the blood flow kind of go back down a little bit. Exhale, let's come back to center. And let's walk the left hand over to the left foot. The right hand on top of the left, drawing the face towards the left knee. Maybe on the outside of the foot. Coming back to center, let's lift up halfway. And then walking ourselves all the way back up. Again, adjust your feet. We're going to go into that yogi squat again. Rounding our shoulders back and down. And then let's lower down. Again, we're going to take those shoulder dips. So let's take any mudra that you need to, adjusting your feet, centering your weight over the entire foot, and then dropping the right shoulder down, looking over the left side, engaging that hand into leg and leg into hand. Exhale it back to center. Dropping the left shoulder down, looking over the right side. Again, thinking about an engagement rather than a force. Great job. Let's come back to center. Drop the hands to the mat again, straightening out the legs. Seeing if you can come down a little bit further than before. This time, I'm going to walk my left hand to the right foot. Start to turn towards this wall, and then maybe lifting the right arm up and really engaging myself in a twist here. Checking in with your feet, and maybe feeling like you bring a little more weight to the back of your foot to help with your balance. Exhale, coming to center. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhaling down. This time I'm going to bring my right foot to my right hand to my left foot. Lifting my left arm towards the ceiling and twisting open. Dropping back down towards center. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhaling, walking it all the way back up. Taking a moment to study here, maybe closing your eyes. We spend a lot of time upside down in an inversion. Bringing the shoulders up, back and down the spine. And when you're ready and you feel like the blood is brought back down from your head, go ahead and place those hands in your back pocket again. Pushing the pelvis forward. Dropping the head back. Maybe that micro massage. in the top of your tailbone, the lower part of your spine. And then let's come back to neutral. Hands out to the side. Let's take a giant step towards the top of our mat and take a vinyasa. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. You can either stay on your knees like we did the first time, or chaturanga. Inhale to your cobra. This time coming up, taking your stomach off the mat, really starting to stretch open the front part of the body. Exhale, tuck your toes, push back into a down dog. Inhaling, lifting the right leg. Pausing here. Let's bend that right leg. Maybe seeing if we can see our toes underneath the left side of our body. And then straightening that back leg that's lifted and pulling it towards our nose before setting it down. Let's point and flex our foot of our back left leg, really bringing length to the calf. And then rotate that foot to a 45-degree angle and walk yourself up to a warrior one position. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, turning towards a warrior two. You will need to adjust your feet here. Taking the time to get into the proper alignment. Extend both arms. Eye gaze should be over the front middle finger. Let's exhale, straighten the front leg. Let's pop the back hip back and then start to tilt. Trying to keep both arms in a straight line. Equal weight between both feet. Exhale, bending the knees slightly and coming out of it. Let's relax it back. Really reaching. Bringing the arms to neutral again, this time bending the front knee, adjusting the feet, and then begin by taking the elbow to the knee, reaching the hand forward or to the top of the ceiling, and then maybe reaching it overhead. Making any adjustments that you need to get that front knee straight over the toes. Maybe putting the hand to the mat. And then inhale back up to your warrior two. We're going to straighten the legs. Turn the body to face the front. Bring the hands up overhead. Forward pyramid pose, bending the front knee just slightly. Placing the hands on either side of the foot for some stability here. Checking in with the pelvis, making sure it's towards the front. Exhale. Let's bring the right foot back to meet the left in a down dog. thinking about keeping your eye gaze towards your belly button, even though you may not be able to see your belly button, it really helps push the chest towards the thighs. And then start to walk the feet towards the hands. Forward fold. This time, maybe pulling the chest towards the thighs by grasping the back of the calves here. That's totally optional. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling down. Taking a moment here. Checking in with your feet. Round the shoulders back and down. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back into your plank or knees, chest, shin. Going down into your chaturanga. Inhaling. Cobra or up dog. Curling the toes. Down dog. Lifting up the left leg. Bringing it down. If you have candles behind you like me, making sure not to put your toes into the candle. Extending that leg long again before bringing it towards the nose. Setting it down. Taking a moment here to point and flex the right foot. Great job. Now, I'm going to switch out my feet just because of the camera. So, again, I'm going to move to this side, same concept, but I have my left leg forward, and I'm going to go up into a warrior one. I just wanted to make that switch for camera purposes. So do whatever you need to make adjustments in your home space, and then inhale up to a warrior one. Exhale, go to a warrior two. Making any adjustments that you need to. Eye gaze on that front middle finger. Let's straighten that front leg. Tilt up the pelvis and then tilt over. Trying to bring alignment to both arms. Maybe placing the back of your left hand on your shin to help create that force. Not really forcing itself open, but allowing the natural resistance to open up your chest, straighten out both arms. Inhale it back up, and then exhale. With a straight leg, let's go back. Inhale it back down. This time bending that front knee, making any adjustments that you need to. And then tilt forward, reaching the arm towards the ceiling first. And then maybe over towards that side wall. If you're okay here, maybe dropping that hand to the mat, or if you have a block, you can use a block as well. Pushing up out of this into your warrior two. Straightening that front leg. Turning the pelvis forward. hair is doing its own thing. Quarantine hair. How many of you have quarantine hair at this point? Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale. Forward fold down. Trying to bring that nose to the knee, forehead to the knee, chin to the knee. Exhaling up, walking your hands up, turning towards the front, pausing here, and then when you're ready, bend your knees and take a giant step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back into your plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. And then instead of pushing back into a down dog, we're going to exhale it back into a child's pose. Yogi's choice here. Hands tucked in behind you. Hands extended forward. Knees in close together or knees apart. From here, we're going to move into a puppy pose. So if your arms are tucked in behind you, extend them long in front of you. Walk your knees in close together if they're wide. And then start to lift your seat off of your feet, walking yourself forward, bringing length to your spine. Option to have your forehead on the mat or your chin. Option to have your elbows on the mat or lifted. So this is a great stretch on your shoulders and really brings length to your entire spine. From in here, engage through your fingertips, lift up slightly, tucking the left arm under the side, resting the right side of your face on the mat. Then our thread the needle. Great job. Lifting up onto our fingertips with the right arm, extending the left arm long. Let's do the opposite side. This time tucking the right arm under the left side, resting the right side of the face on the mat. Let's resume. Let's lift it back up, engaging with the fingertips. And now we're going to come to a neutral tabletop for some cat-cows. So neutral tabletop, our elbows are underneath our shoulders, our wrists are underneath our elbows, our knees are underneath our pelvis, our spine is neutral, trying to get a flat back, but also allowing the natural curve in our spine to be there. Getting comfortable here. And then let's inhale, dropping the belly, looking towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the spine, dropping the chin towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Continue moving with the breath. Inhaling and exhale. At your own pace. Exhale. Let's take 3 more rounds. Okay, we're going to take a balancing pose here. So I'm going to lift my right arm and extend my left leg long. And then when I feel steady, I'm going to lift my left leg off the mat where I'm balancing on my left hand and my right knee. Let's relax the head down so that our head and neck are in one line. Try to turn the toes towards the mat. And then relax. Let's switch it out. Maybe shake out the arms. Cat-cow to reset. Engaging, lifting up the left arm. Extending the right leg long behind me. And then lifting up the right leg. Great job. Now let's move towards our belly for some back strengthening exercises. I'm going to begin by reaching back and grabbing my right foot with my right hand and pulling that foot towards my seat. Maybe making sure that my leg isn't jammed up into my hip, rather trying to bring the leg out from the hip joint. Let's switch it out. Now bending up my left hand, my left leg, and reaching for my left foot with my left hand. Again, making sure that my leg isn't jammed up into my pelvis. Pulling that feet towards my seat. I'm going to take a Sphinx pose here. So reaching my hands in front of my shoulders, elbows underneath my shoulders. And I'm going to inhale and lift my chest, my stomach off the mat. Really engaging with my hands. Maybe lifting the elbows off the mat. Exhale it down. You can either rest your chin on the right or the left. We're going to take a reverse Shavasana here. Toes curled in towards each other, heels relaxing to the side. We're turning the chin towards the mat. Let's bend up both legs, grab with both hands, and pull towards the seat. Relax the feet down. Again, let's take that Sphinx pose. So hands in front of the chest, elbows underneath the shoulders. Engage and lift the chest, the stomach off the mat. And if it feels good to your body today, lifting the elbows off the mat. Exhale, let's set it down. Opposite side of the face on the mat. And so for our final back strengthening pose of the day, we're going to combine the front side of the body and the back side of the body. So let's turn our chin towards the mat again. We're going to bend up both legs behind us, trying to make sure that we're drawing the knees together. Reaching for both feet again. And then when we inhale, we're going to lift our chest and chin off the mat, lift our thighs off the mat, trying to balance on our hip points. So get ready, and when you inhale, lift. Trying to bring your chin forward. Trying to draw the knees together. Inhaling, lifting higher, and then exhale, set it down. Turning towards one side, and then making your way towards your back. We're going to take a bridge pose here just to kind of bring some opposite stretching to our back. If you have a block available, let's lift it up and place it underneath your low spine. If you don't, you can grab a rolled up blanket, a book, anything to bring a little elevation to your low back here. Let's pause here for a moment. Maybe adjusting that if you need to. Finding that sweet spot between the bottom of your spine and the top of your tailbone. Bend at the left knee and cross the left foot, the left ankle, over the right leg. If you have a block underneath you, let's leave the bottom leg on the mat. But if you do not have a mat, or if you do not have a block, feel free to go ahead and pull those legs towards your chest through your thighs. I'll go ahead and remove the block and demonstrate that for you. So I'm just going to reach behind the back of my right leg with both arms and engage that towards the chest. Release that down, release the leg down, and let's switch it out. This time I'm going to bring my right leg over my left knee, right ankle dangling over the side. Option to stay here, or remove the block, or leave the foot on the mat, bringing that leg into the chest, if that's the variation you choose today. Releasing both feet to the mat. Now let's take our bridge position. I'm trying to make sure the knees are drawn together, protecting the knees, keeping too much pressure. Let's begin by placing our palms face down on the mat, drawing the belly button into the spine, maybe bringing a tilt to the tailbone, and then inhale, lifting the back off the mat, drawing the chest towards the chin, maybe starting to walk the shoulders underneath the spine, interlacing the fingers. And let's inhale and lift the chest closer towards the chin. Not too much pressure in the neck here. Exhale, set it down. Maybe tucking that tailbone, bringing some relief to the spine, setting it down, tilting the tailbone, setting it down. Drawing the feet closer towards the seat, and let's lift up again, starting with our hands, our palms face down on the mat, inhaling by beginning tucking the tailbone, and then exhale, lifting up, walking those hands underneath the spine, engaging those hands, inhaling, lifting the chest towards the chin. Exhale, inhale, lifting higher, and then let's sit it down. going to take a spinal twist here, dropping both knees to the left side, extending the right arm long. Maybe placing the left hand on top of the legs just to give yourself a little more engagement. Exhale it to center, dropping the knees to the right side. Bringing the knees to center, grabbing for both feet with the hands, taking a happy baby here, maybe giving yourself a forward and back rock, a side to side rock, making little circles. Feeling that every part of your low spine and the top of your sacrum all are touching the mat here. Great job. Let's extend both legs long. And before going into our little Shavasana, we're going to take a little banana pose. So reach over the top of your head, interlacing the fingers, releasing the index fingers, and then let's walk our interlaced hands over to the right side of our mat. And then we're going to walk both feet over to the right side of our mat, really bringing length to the entire left side of the body. So if you had a camera over the top of your body would be in the shape of a banana. Really bringing a really good stretch, a lot of length to the left side of your body. And then let's walk it back to center. Walking these interlaced fingers over to the left side of the mat, walking the left feet over to the left side of the mat. We're really bringing a stretch to the right side of the body. And then walk it back to center. Let's go ahead and prepare for your final Shavasana. Maybe getting your eye covering ready. Maybe bringing a blanket or a pillow underneath your head or underneath your knees, whatever your body needs to feel comfortable in your Shavasana. The beauty of an at-home yoga practice too is that you can do any variation that you like. Maybe play some music that you prefer. Maybe turning the lights off in your home space. And then as you start to fall into your Shavasana, let your toes fall out to the side, your knees fall out to the side, the backs of your hands resting on the mat, drawing the shoulders into the mat, allowing the natural curve of your spine to return. Going inside your mind. Inhaling. Exhaling out any distractions. Making each inhale longer than the one before it. Making each exhale longer than the one before it. Maybe extending the moments between inhales and between the exhales. Shavasana. Check in with your body. Make sure that you're still present. Resisting the urge to fidget or make adjustments. Start to re-engage your body and reawaken your body by touching your forefingers to your thumbs. Maybe stretching the other 3 fingers long and stretching the toes long. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet, making fists with your hands and stretching the hands out. Maybe making little circles with the wrist and little circles with the big toes, rotating in the opposite direction. And when you're ready, let's turn to one side for a moment of transition. And then making your way up to a seat, either sitting on your knees or sitting in cross-legged sit, easy sit. So to close out our class today, I'm going to borrow from the Dharma lineage of yoga. And closing out every class in the Dharma lineage, they take 2 Oms and 1 Om Shanti Shanti. So if you're unfamiliar, the word Shanti in Sanskrit means peace. So I'll guide you through that together. We're going to inhale. Inhale for Om. Last time, inhale Om Shanti Shanti. Inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you. And let's remember that a calm sea does not bring about a talented sailor. So whatever that quote means to you today, come back to it and honor it. Inhale, arms up overhead. Hands at heart center. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.